Hi everyone, and welcome to Building Skills and Understanding Careers. My name is Audrey Walls and I am part of the Career Services staff here at Business Career Services, and today we'll be presenting on a basic overview of what you need to know to get your career started, especially for real estate majors. We'll cover our services at BCS, which are available online this semester, how to get involved and build skills as a real estate major, the most common real estate job titles and where to search for them, and lastly, how to set up an appointment with BCS if you need to. So now that we have a roadmap, let's go ahead and get started. First up is an overview of our services here at Business Career Services. If you don't know us already, our physical location is B1102 in Sneed Hall, right around the corner from Bleecker Street Cafe. But for this semester, we're offering all of our first services virtually, which means appointments, programs, career fairs, all of it is online. Our one-on-one appointments can cover literally anything related to your career search, from reviewing resumes and cover letters to job searching and career exploration, right up to practicing your interviews and accepting job offers once you get them. You can also make appointments with us about setting up things like your LinkedIn profile, how to use Handshake if you're not familiar with it, or even going to grad school if that's something that you're thinking about pursuing. In the second column here, some other programs that we run outside of our 101 appointments are the Monday morning This Week in Sneed Hall emails, electronic resume review using our new software system called VMOC, and then posting jobs and internships in Handshake all the time, using VCU BizConnect as a way to connect with alumni and the business community, as well as our own fancy YouTube playlist that we've created recently that has videos for just about every topic, including a series on job searching during COVID-19. And last but definitely not least, in our most blue column here, our fall career fair is coming up, and it's going to be held virtually for this semester. It'll be on September 15th from 11 to 3, and there will be group events on Zoom as well as one-on-one time slots for you to talk with employers and recruiters, the same as you would if you were tabling at a career fair. You're required to register ahead of time, and you can choose the companies you're interested in for the one-on-ones, and that means that we're able to schedule a time slot specifically for you, which is pretty cool, because that means if you're interested in a specific company, we can guarantee that you'll be able to talk with them if you act soon enough. You won't have to elbow people out of the way at the career fair and kind of shove your way up to the front of the table in order to get someone's attention. We'll give 10-minute time slots to everybody if we're able to get them to act soon enough and tell us that you're interested so we can reserve them. Alright, so next up, let's talk about some things that you can do specifically as a real estate major to really amplify your experience while you're here in school. We've put information in this Getting Involved section into 3 buckets. So getting on campus, on your own, and through internships. For ways that you can get involved on campus, think about the Real Estate Trend Conference for next year and the years after that. It takes place every October, but it's been replaced this year, by 2020, with an online web series that's called Real Estate Industry Talks. The first one takes place on October 8th, and there'll be more taking place throughout the year. But years after that, consider going to the conference and really seeing how people talk, what kind of employers are there, and getting familiar with your field. With student organizations, consider finding any student org that interests you and take up a leadership role as an operations or a treasurer or an administration chair. As you continue in schooling, make sure you check out the real estate department's website or ask your advisor about applying for scholarships that are sponsored by the Real Estate Circle of Excellence, which is a group that's hosted here at VCU. The International Consulting Program, or ICP, at the School of Business is usually something that students do later in their academic careers, maybe around junior or senior year. But if it's something that interests you, start checking it out and do some research on it now. It's studying abroad, taking a specific class, and having a really nice completed business-related project at the end of it, which are all really great experiences to add to your resume. Rho Epsilon is the academic fraternity for real estate majors, and we have a really active chapter here at VCU. So get involved if that's something that interests you, if you think about doing service or giving back. And lastly, think about those academic projects you've been working on. And by that, I mean any big project that you've been doing in a real estate or a real estate related class. Has there been a big group project that you've had to manage? Was there a big solo project that you worked on your own for a whole semester that involved creativity or pitching or using your real estate skills? These are great indications that you're using the skill set that you'll take with you to work. You're just doing it in an academic setting first. So these are also good things to put on your resume for sure. In the middle here on the On Your Own section, MIT OpenCourseWare is a shared online learning tool that lets real professors post their MIT classes and lectures online so that anyone can dig into it. And they have a whole section just for real estate courses. And the same goes for LinkedIn Learning, which focuses less on class content and more on videos and trends and things like that. Also consider being a part of the Greater Richmond Association for Commercial Real Estate, which has its own young professional programming initiative, which is really cool. They host events and happy hours, and they even have a mentorship program for up-and-coming real estate professionals that you can get involved in. And last but not least, internships are the most common and go-to ways that we think of gaining quote-unquote experience in the field. And internships can be paid or unpaid, of course, depending on where you look, although most paid internships will start around $12 to $15 an hour. Internships usually run for a semester, so for the fall, the spring, the summer semester, and they can average about 10 to 20 hours a week during the school year, but sometimes those hours can be more over the summer, especially if you aren't taking any classes or if you're interning someplace that's other than Richmond. So if you don't have anything going on part-time for school in the summer, then doing that internship over the summer may be kind of more of a full-time experience where you get more hours, you get your hands in more projects, and you kind of get a little bit of a feel for the field as well as what you might be doing. So internships can really be during the school year or during the summer. It just depends on what you're open to and what's available. So with real estate jobs, which is our next category here, we're going to talk about titles, and we've broken them up into 3 categories or job families here: hands-on, sales, financing, and completing deals. So in the first section, this hands-on part is really going to be where you're interacting closely with tenants, service contracts, vendors, coordinating repairs, following up on accounts, and dealing with people. It's all the day-to-day operations of real estate property that need to happen to maintain and sustain the property itself. In the second column here, sales folks are going to be people who are making markets, and they could be doing things like doing land, single-family homes, commercial spaces, development deals, placing commercial tenants instead of residential tenants, brokering out apartment buildings, things like that. This is a heavy relationship-driven type of job, so getting out there and talking to people and enjoying helping them solve their problems are really musts. Financing, in the last column here on the other hand, will be a combination of person-centered operations or data-driven things and analysis as well. There's some relationship piece involved with these job titles, but a knowledge base is really important. So this could be working with like a big traditional bank or an investment group, all the way down to being a loan officer at your local bank who's helping a family buy their first house for the first time. So these are kind of the things that we've broken our most common real estate jobs into. And you can do much more with a real estate degree than just being a real estate agent, for sure. Being an agent is kind of the tip of the iceberg, and commercial real estate is much more complex and nuanced and varied than you may think at first. So really keep an open mind when you're looking at job titles and descriptions as to what might find interesting. So if we're talking about all these jobs and all these different buckets, we're going to need to know where to search for these jobs, which is our next slide. Ta-da! These 3 websites are really our holy trinity: Handshake, LinkedIn, and Indeed. You can look other places like Glassdoor, Snagajob, Monster, or even Craigslist if you want to. But these postings tend to be less vetted and less filtered, so you may have to wade through a lot of slush before you get to something that's meaningful. Handshake, LinkedIn, and Indeed all have highly customizable filtering tools that allow you to laser point your job or internship search if you want to. You can also make appointments with us at BCS specifically to go over job searching or using these platforms if you like, which brings me to my next slide. How to make appointments. So if you log into Handshake, you'll see a toolbar at the top of the page that looks a lot like this one up here. You'll want to click on Career Center, which is where that green arrow is pointing, and then you'll have a series of prompts that will ask you to choose your appointment type. Then you'll fill out a series of questions that'll ask you what day, what time you want to make the appointment for, what career coach you want to meet with, what topics you'll want to cover, so on and so forth. You'll hit submit and you'll get a confirmation email from Handshake pretty fast, so check your email for that too. And the career coach who you'll be meeting with will also be in contact with you if you're meeting with them over phone or Zoom, which is how we're offering appointments this semester. So our next slide is other contact information that you should know. So like I mentioned at the beginning, our physical location is B1102 Sneed Hall. But we're taking appointments through Zoom and phone for this semester, and that can be anytime from 9 in the morning to 4:30 in the afternoon. You can call us at 804-827-1801 or drop us an email at bizcareer@vcu.edu. Our website is easily found using this address that we've listed here. You can also find us on the School of Business main website, or you can just Google us. We're easy to find. And lastly, you can follow us on social media for fun stuff and some good information as well, because we're on Instagram at SneedLife. And that is a wrap for me and this presentation. So thank you so much for letting us be a part of your class today. And seriously, let us know if there's anything we can do to help you out career-wise. Working with students is easily all of our most favorite part of the job, except for making presentations like this, of course. So don't hesitate to get in touch with us. We hope you have a great rest of your day. Don't forget to be excellent to each other. And we hope to see you in for an appointment sometime soon. Have a good one.